That's 4 years later after starting. 4 years after starting, I'm just now seeing results. Why was I not seeing results?
You ain't moving how I'm moving, now me getting to it.
Your top of top, what's going on, y'all? Gains Fitness here. So, you've probably started your fitness journey at one point, if you did, and you probably trained for a little bit, a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, and then you found yourself stopping because you got discouraged, you didn't see any results, you thought it wasn't working, you probably thought it wasn't for you, or whatever the case may be. Truth be told, the main reason why you did not achieve anything, you didn't get to your goals, is because you lack clarity. You probably had unrealistic expectations. You feel me? You did a certain amount of time, and your efforts were the intentions. You had the right intentions, but the efforts were basically kind of shortened. They were short lived, right? That's because the lack of effort comes from the lack of knowing something, right? So that's the main reason why you didn't get your results. That's why you stopped, because you thought nothing was working, whatever the case may be. There's certain things you have to know for something to work, for you to succeed at something. There's certain things you have to know, right? If not, you're just going out and you're shooting in the dark, right? You don't know what's going on. You're just doing things, and you just hoping shit stick. You're hoping everything you're doing, you're working out, and you may think you're eating healthy, and you're just hoping you're going to get your goal. You're going to hit your goals. And why hope instead of having clarity and knowing your efforts will guarantee that you get your results? We don't want to hope. We want to be sure that we're going to hit our goals, right? So you don't want to have any kind of disappointment for yourself or whatever the case may be. You need to know, there's certain things you need to know, right? So here are 5 things you need to know for your fitness journey, right? Your fitness journey, once you get your results, that's it. You don't just stop. You have to keep going. You have to maintain it. It's just like when you build a house, right? First, you need a blueprint on how to build the house. Then you build the house. And once the house is built, then you have to maintain it until you sell it or whatever you do with the house, right? Your body is no different. Your fitness journey is no different, all right? So once again, 5 things you need to know for your fitness journey. With number 1, you need to know your calories and your macronutrients, right? Everybody say, oh, I eat good. I stop eating sweets. I don't eat bread. I don't eat rice. I don't eat any carbs. Whatever the case may be, that may be all nice and everything, right? The quality of the food may not even be bad, right? When it comes to body transformation, yes, quality is important, but there's more emphasis on quantity than quality for weight management, right? Or even just your aesthetics, right? Here, for example, there's a guy who ate nothing but fucking McDonald's, right? He ate nothing but McDonald's and lost about 50 pounds in under a year. He lost 50 pounds in under a fucking year, eating nothing but McDonald's. Is you shitting me? We all know McDonald's, the food quality is dirt. The food quality is dirt. Listen, I don't give a fuck. I still eat McDonald's from time to time. Big Mac slap, the sauce slap. McDonald's has the best fries amongst all the fast food chains and everything. Don't argue with me. You feel me? It is what it is. I said what I said. But anyways, this guy lost over 50 pounds within under a year, just eating nothing but pure McDonald's, right? That just goes to show that weight management puts, like I said, it's more of an emphasis on quantity than quality. All right. What I mean by quantity, your calories, your caloric intake, your daily caloric intake, right? You may have heard, oh, everybody needs about a daily value of 2,000 calories a day, right? Take that and throw that shit out the window. That does not exist. Everybody does not need 2,000 calories just to be healthy, right? Everybody has their own set of caloric intake, right? Everybody is assigned their own daily caloric intake. If it's for maintenance, losing weight, or gaining weight, everybody has their own set of numbers, right? It's not based off of 2,000 calories. It may be based off of 2,000 calories based off your age, weight, height, and activity level. Maybe for you and probably other people that's similar to you in your case and maybe your stats as well, right? But for the most part, everybody has their own numbers, right? With that being said, you need to know what your calorie intake, and from there, you need to know what your macronutrients are. Your macronutrients consist of your carbs, your fats, and your proteins, all right? So know your numbers. the main priority, right, is getting your protein in. Here's why I say that. It doesn't matter if you're trying to gain weight. It doesn't matter if you're trying to lose weight or maintain, right? At the end of the day, whatever you're doing, you have to make sure your protein is on point. You have to hit your protein goals, okay? Why do you need to hit your protein? Protein is the building block of muscle. If you have everybody, well, not everybody, but you want to have more muscle than fat, right? Lots of people that are unhealthy, they're under muscled. They're not eating enough protein. They're not as active. They don't have as much muscle. They have more fat than muscle, and they live sedentary lifestyles, right? This is where obesity comes from. All right, this is the main reason. This is the main place where morbid obesity comes from. All right, you need to make sure your protein is on point. Second part is your calories, right? Because it doesn't matter it doesn't matter who you are. You need your protein, right? After that, if your goal is to lose weight, you need to make sure you're in a caloric deficit. If your goal is to gain weight, you need to make sure you're in a caloric surplus. If you're cool with how you look, you just want to maintain, you want to make sure you're hitting your maintenance calories. All right? So first thing, you need to make sure you hit your protein. Second thing, you need to make sure your calories is on point. All right? The only way for you to lose weight is being in a caloric deficit. That is it. There's no secret fat burners or fucking waist snatchers, waist trainers, whatever the fuck that's going to change your body, right? At the end of the day, your nutrition is what matters when it comes to weight management. At the end of the fucking day. Because truth be told, you don't even have to work out for you to lose weight. Highly recommend that you do work out, but you don't need to work out for you to lose weight. You just need to be in a caloric deficit. As simple as that. Even if you're to gain weight, if you're underweight, right? You may be anorexic or you may be having food problems, whatever the case may be, right? And you're underweight. You need to be in a caloric surplus. You need to make sure, you need to know how many calories your body needs just so it can put on some weight, right? You have to know these things. Because once again, you could be eating the goodest quality of everything. You could be eating chicken and vegetables all day, you feel me, and keeping a limit on rice. But you could be eating like chicken, vegetables, your fruits, anything that you think is healthy, anything that you know is healthy. You could have all that stuff. You could still be under eating or you could still be overeating depending on your goals. Fuck around if you're trying to lose weight, fuck around, you're overeating. Oh, the quality is good, but you're still overeating, right? Maybe you're trying to lose weight. You're probably doing a dirty bulk. You're probably eating everything. You're probably eating the fast food and all the other bullshit that's high in that's supposed to be high in calories, right? Fuck around, you don't know your numbers, you may be under eating and you may not reach your goals, right? So you need to know what your numbers are. You need to know your calories and you need to know your macronutrients, right? You don't want to be that person that works out, goes to the gym 4, 5, 6 times a day, 6 times a week, and they're busting ass, but they look the same or very small differences. Right? It's the nutrition. The nutrition is not on point. The nutrition is most likely shit, right? You could have great work ethic, but if your nutrition is not on point, then your work ethic is really not going to be able to show much. You feel me? So don't be that person that you're hauling ass in the gym and your body doesn't change and then you're going to be disappointed. That was what happened with me, right? When I first started exercising, I was exercising about, I think I started off with 4 or 5 times a week. I think it was 5 times a week, right? I started off 5 times a week. I'm in the gym, hauling ass, doing what I gotta do, but my body's not even changing. If only thing that I see changing is the numbers are going up, I'm getting stronger, yeah. But as far as seeing the visual results, my body wasn't changing. I didn't start seeing visual results until after I left high school. That's 4 years later after starting. 4 years after starting, I'm just now seeing results. Why was I not seeing results, right? I'm in high school. I was doing a lot, right? If I wasn't at football or track practice, I was probably at dance practice, right? As I'm playing sports. That's a lot of calories. I need a lot of calories just to sustain this type of lifestyle, right? Like I said, I didn't even know what my numbers were, so I wasn't even eating enough to support me wanting to get bigger and still train and get better and optimize my performance and things like that. You feel me? So that's why it took me so long to see results. Luckily, I wasn't discouraged as much because I did love exercising. I loved it. I loved the way it made me feel. I love seeing the numbers go up. So I loved it, right? But if you don't have that love for exercising to be a driver for to being consistent, right? You don't want that to happen to you. You feel me? You don't want to get discouraged and think, oh, it doesn't work. It's not working for you or whatever. It works for everybody. At the end of the day, as long as you know your fucking numbers. Simple as that. Second thing you need to know is what are your short, mid, and long-term goals, right? What are the milestones? All right, we need to set smaller goals to let us know that we're on the right track to hitting our goals, right? Those are your short-term goals. And then midterm and long-term, that's self-explanatory, right? But you need these milestones to keep you on point. Once you're hitting these milestones, you're like, yes, things are working. That's how you need some type of gratification, right? You need some type of gratification to let you know your efforts are working. You're on the right path, right? So this is why we need to set milestones to keep you on track, let you know things are working so you can stay the course, right? The third thing you need to know is what is your why? Why do you want to change your body outside of I just want to look good, I want to be healthy? Yes, that's always great. That's always great. At the end of the day, things are not that simple. Some things are not that simple, especially if you need a driver, especially if you need something to keep you going. You need that big why. You need to have that big why. It has to be something emotionally powerful for you, right? For example, you may want to be healthier. You want to continue living your life and playing with your children, right? You want to be able to keep up with your children as they grow up, right? You don't want to depend on anything. You don't want to depend on walking with a cane or wheelchair or walker. You want to maintain your independence even into your later years, right? Maybe being dependent on somebody else as you get older, that may be scary for you, right? That may give you some type of anxiety because you don't know if that's going to happen to you or not, right? The best way to ensure that doesn't happen to you is you need to put into action, right? You need to do things. So you gotta have a why. Your why has to be super powerful for you to the point you may get fucking emotional. You may start getting teary-eyed, right? It has to get to that point. You need to find that fire. You need to find that fucking fire to keep you on fucking course, right? And you don't give up, right? For example, you ever seen The Simpsons? Homer, he worked in a beer company. I don't know what the fuck it was, but he worked with beer, right? And in his spot where he had to work, he had his own little section. And then, this guy would work long hours. He's always tired and whatever the case may be. But he had a picture hanging up in that space that says "Do it for her," and her is referring to Maggie, his daughter, his youngest daughter, right? Do it for your kids, right? Do it for your family. Does your why? Your why is going to charge you. Your why is going to keep you on track. Even when you fall down, when your progress may become stagnant, you may think it may become stagnant, or whatever the case may be. Your why is going to charge you to keep going instead of giving up hope. Your why needs to be super fucking powerful. The fourth thing you need to know for your fitness journey is, what is the plan? What's the plan? What is the strategy for your fitness journey? All right. For your fitness journey, you need to have a nutrition plan and you need to have a workout plan, right? Well, okay, put it this way. You want to sculpt the figure, right? You need the structures. You need to know how to sculpt that figure and what you're going to use to sculpt that figure. Yes. That's a good analogy for your fitness journey. You want to sculpt the figure. You need to know how to sculpt that figure and what tools you're going to use to sculpt the figure. Boom. It's as simple as that. And what's the figure? You are that motherfucking figure, right? So you need to have a plan. So let's start off with your nutrition plan. First things first, what do you need for a nutrition plan? You need to know your numbers. You see how things come full circle? Everything always comes full circle at the end of the fucking day. But you need to know your numbers. What are your calories? What are your macronutrients? Right? Knowing these numbers and hitting these numbers is the only way that's going to make sure you reach your weight management goals. If it's to gain weight, lose weight, or just maintain, whatever. You need to know these numbers, right? Or else nothing else is going to work without knowing these numbers. Simple as that. Now, once you know these numbers, how many times a day are you eating, right? If you're eating 3-4 times a day, next thing you do is you take those numbers, you take your calories, carbs, fats, and proteins. Let's say you eat 4 times a day. Take those numbers and divide it by 4. That's how many. That's what your stats to be for each meal around that area. If it's not the exact number, okay, that's fine. If it's a little bit off, or if it's a little bit under or a little bit over, it's fine. Don't kill yourself. Don't go into panic. It's fine. You feel me? But you need to have these numbers. So it'll give you some type of guidance, right? It'll give you some structure. It'll give you some nutritional structure. So you can stop doing the guesswork like, oh, if I have this, am I going to lose weight? Or, oh, I know this is good. This is going to have me lose weight. So, you feel me? Just knowing if it's going to help you lose weight is not enough. You need to know the numbers for everything, right? After you know how many times a day you're going to eat, now you have to figure out how long it's going to last. You have to learn how to read the nutrition label, right? On the nutrition label, it'll tell you how many servings is in a container, right? So let's say because you have to have a nutrition plan. You have to plan for at least a week. So let's say you get something, I don't know, let's say you get a can of lentils or a bag of lentils, right? How long is that lentils going to last you? Because you don't want to keep going back to the supermarket and then going back, getting tight. Like, oh, you should want to do less work, less but effective work, right? Know how long things is going to last. Then after that, you need to know what else do you need to know? Oh, pretty much if you're going to do 1 serving or 2 servings or 3 servings, right? And even if you know you're going to have 1 or 2 servings, right? How is that going to affect how long it's going to last, right? So if you have 2 servings instead of 1, just know, let's say in that can of lentils, or let's say the can of lentils has 3 servings, right? You decide to have 2 servings in 1. That's only going to last you 2 days, as opposed to have a 1 serving each day, which will last you 3 days, right? Which one sounds more smart for you? You may want to double up your servings because it'll help you reach your macros better. But whatever the case may be, you need to understand these things. You need to know these things so you can plan properly. Not only planning, but how to be flexible as well, right? So anything can happen. You could be outside, you could be away from home where you don't really have access to all the foods or whatever the case may be, right? Just having some type of knowledge of certain foods will give you a good idea on what's what, right? So learn how to be flexible. Now your fitness plan, right? The fitness plan. What are you going to do? What exercises are you going to do? How many times a week are you going to train? The first thing you need to start off with, what are your goals? What is your main goal? What is the goal that's going to take some time to reach, right? You start backwards. Once you get that goal, then you set smaller goals that you could hit, that you know is going to have you hit that big goal, right? It's the small goals that makes the big goal at the end of the day. So once you find out what your goals are and also along with your why, now we need to know how many times a week are you going to train. Once you know how many times a week you're going to train, that will decide how you're going to do your training split. If you're going to do your split by working on body parts, or are you going to do the split by working on movement, or are you going to do the split by upper and lower body? You feel me? So you need to have an idea of how you're going to do a split based off how many times a week you're going to train, right? Because let's say you're eating. Let's say you're only training like twice a week. You may be a weekend warrior, right? So that's essentially going to be full body every day, both days. Or if not full body, you're going to be doing a long ass upper body one day and a long ass lower body the other day, right? The more frequent you're training in the week, you wouldn't have to do that, right? You could spread things out evenly, give your body enough time to recover, come back and smash your body again, tear it down so it can be built back up better and stronger type shit. Right. Now that we know how many times a week we're going to train, and now you know the type of training split, what exercises are you going to do? Right. Now the exercises you're going to do, the sets and reps and everything has to be congruent to the main goal. Let's say your main goal is overall body transformation. You want to burn fat and build muscle. Cool. So you need to make sure that you're putting more emphasis on building muscle than building strength. All right. They're 2 different training protocols. They're slightly different, but they're still different at the end of the day, right? Here's what I mean. If you're trying to build more muscle so you can burn fat, and you're going in, you're doing squats for 5 sets of 5, that's not ensuring that you're going to build muscle in your legs so you get rid of the jiggles in your legs. Or let's say you're doing some tricep press downs. You may be doing 5 sets of another 5 sets of 5 or 6. That's not going to ensure that you're building muscle in the triceps so they can become more firm and you have less bye-bye muscles, right? Your triceps aren't shaking. They're not telling me what's up. You feel me? So you need to know exactly what exercises you're going to do and make sure it's congruent with the main goal so you can program it properly, all right? You need to know exactly what you have to do and how to put things together. That's alongside with the intensity. That's alongside with how long you're going to rest and how often you're going to hit the muscle group. If you're going to do it once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, certain muscle groups can do that. Certain muscle groups can take that type of beating, right? You have to know exactly what's what, how to use what, how to manipulate everything so you can get to the goals. What you can manipulate, how you can manipulate it so you can get there. Last thing you need to know for your fitness journey is the metrics. What metrics will you use to track your progress? All right. So let's say if your overall goal is to lose weight, are you checking pounds that are all coming off the scale on a weekly basis or bi-weekly or something like that? Or let's say you're trying to get stronger. Are you tracking the weight that you're using? Or let's say you're just trying to overall just be more healthier, right? What metrics are you using to track your progress? Now, these metrics has to be congruent with the main goal. All right. So let's say, for example, I'm trying to get stronger, and let's say my overall goal is to hit a 600-pound squat. Right. So the metrics I'm using is basically the weight or how much weight I'm using to squat. So I can either do more with slightly more weight each week. I could do more volume. The main metric I'll be using is the weight, seeing the weight increase, right? My work capacity. Am I able to work harder? Can I work harder as time go on, right? Can my body recover as time go on? You feel me? So, or how many reps can I do? Let's say I want to squat a certain amount of weight for a certain amount of reps, right? So not only am I looking at the amount of weight, but I'm tracking the reps too. So there's a lot of things. Pretty much, so you want to use the components of progressive overload for performance, and for your body, for aesthetics. You want to look at the weight on the scale. You want to use your clothes, how your clothes fit, right? Things like that. Or let's say you just want to, once again, you want to feel healthier. You want to have more energy. You want to monitor your energy. Are you feeling more lively? Do you feel like you have more energy after eating? Do you have more energy after training? Things like that. What metrics are you going to use to see your progress? All right. These are the main things you need to know to ensure that you hit your goals. And once you hit your goals, how to maintain, or even if you're going to change, if your goals change, your goals are going to change. It's always going to change. It's always going to change. You're going to be on this planet for a long ass fucking time. You're going to physically be on this planet for a long ass fucking time, right? Have fun with it. Whatever goals you decide to go for, make sure you have a clear, concise plan on how to reach it. Know what you have to do. Know what you have to know so you can know what you have to do. Simple as that. But those are the 5 things you need to know for your fitness journey, and so you can succeed on your fitness journey. So, bang, I hope that was helpful. You feel me? Yeah. So, also, once again, so I have a webinar coming up. Excuse me, I keep forgetting about this. I have a webinar coming up April 4th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's basically called How to Become Your Own Personal Trainer. So if you're a newbie to your fitness journey, you need to know exactly what to do so you don't end up like me, not seeing results 4 years after working out. You don't want to be like that. You want to make sure like every effort you're doing, you want to get some type of results, something, right? So you'll be learning things on what to do before, during, and after your workout, how to set up your workout plan, how to protect yourself to minimize injuries, how to manage injuries for when you do acquire them, because you're going to get injured at some point. Come to terms with it. Don't be scared. Don't let that discourage you. It is what it is. It's best that you prepare for it. Preparation is key. Know how to what to do for when that time comes. So you don't be like, oh God, and then taking more time to figure out what's going on, going to certain specialists. Still go to the doctor if you want to go to the doctor, by all means. But if you want to take matters into your own hands, you need to know what you have to do at the end of the day, right? So during the webinar, it's basically for the beginners. So it takes you from zero knowledge to trainer level knowledge. I'm a certified personal trainer, strength and nutrition coach, right? So I've been doing this for years. I've been exercising for over 16 years. So I've been injured, ins and outs, lost weight, gained weight, maintained weight. So, I've been through it all. So I'm basically taking my experience and I'm giving it to you, so you can have independence for the rest of your life and even your family's life. This is a skill. This is a skill that you can teach your family and pass it on for generations and generations and generations. Because they're not going to teach you these things in school. Clearly, you don't know it now. You don't know it now. So you might as well empower yourself. Learn what you have to do so you can definitely hit your goals, reach your goals, be healthier, be stronger for a longer time. We're talking about longevity at the end of the day. We're talking about longevity. We're talking about the big picture, the end plan. You're going to be here a long time. I want to be here a long time. So the best thing for you to do so you can be here for a long time is knowing what to do. By knowing what you have to know at the end of the day. So those are the things I will be covering in my webinar. Click the link below to sign up. Seats are very limited. It's only going to be up to 100 people. So try to hurry up. Sign up. Also, once you sign up, you get a 30% discount off my what's my shirt? Damn. Oh God, I hate these brain farts. But I smoke more pounds than your bench press. You get 30% off the I smoke more pounds off your bench press. You get 30% off I smoke more pounds than your bench press t-shirt. People is loving that t-shirt. People is loving it. I think it's fucking funny. So get 30% off and get some fucking knowledge. Learn the skill type shit. It's a win-win. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, check the description for the link so you can sign up. And I'll be seeing you in the next video. Gang, we out of here.